What's going on, everybody? LK here, back at it again with another video, and today is Friday, so you know what that means. Real Talk Fridays. Alright. And this one, I feel like, has kind of been running for a little while, but after especially uploading a couple of videos this week, I was like, okay, Steve, it's time. Uh, I think so. It's gonna sound weird. This is one of those like super base level things that you kind of just forget while you're in the thick of it, in the thick of learning and playing and competing, or playing against your friends, or playing against online. Uh, Part of playing fighting games is like you're making choices, and your actions either reward you, like you get a hit into a combo into a knockdown, or like you kill a character in Dragon Ball, or like you knock someone down, whatever. Those are your rewards, but also you are punished as well, right? So when you do things that are wrong, the feedback that a fighting game gives you is pretty immediate. And there's different levels of extremes, right? Like in Street Fighter, you might take like a love tap, like a crouching medium kick fireball. In an anime game, though, you might take like a full ass combo into a knockdown, right? And so this is like half for fighting game players, but it's mostly for Dragon Ball players, especially if this is your first fighting game. If Dragon Ball's your first fighting game, you have to be okay with accepting the consequences of what you do. Okay? You just have to be okay with it. So, an example, let's follow this thread, right? Like, I understand if you are sad that your tall character gets fucked by fuzzies. That sucks. I get that sucks, but it's not like as soon as you pick the character, as soon as the game says round one go, like Bardock is fuzzing you from the start of the round. That's not how that happens. It's definitely not how that happens. They had to have gotten in on you somehow. They had to have, if you, let's say your character's an assist, that means that the person hit you in or near the corner and snapped you. So they somehow got you to the corner and somehow caught you doing something and bought in your character so that you get put in that bad situation. Common base level advice that like some people take this advice the right way, other people take this advice the wrong way and think, oh, just be good then, is just like you have to avoid that situation. If you think the situation is that bad and that much of a problem, which in the case of a tall character, let's be real, because I mean I played multiple tall characters too. I played Majin Buu, I played 16 for a very long time, I played Cell. If you recognize this as a bad situation with no answer besides defend, like all you can do is sit there and take it, then you have to do your absolute best to avoid that situation at all costs, right? And that goes into your making your whole game plan better, because the whole reason that thing's even happening to you is because either they did something right or you did something wrong. It's very similar as, like, I could use Guilty Gear as an example too. How many Guilty Gear players hate Milia with a passion, especially old school players? I ran into this when I was starting Guilty Gear. They hate Milia, and I quickly realized it was because, like, what happens when you're wrong against Milia, plus how they tended to play the game, made them hate Milia to, like, an extreme. But an honest to God, really good plan against Milia is to try not to get knocked down in the first place. Like, play it in a way where you just keep her at bay, you just keep tagging her, and you make them work for it. Work really, really hard for it. And then when they touch you, you have a burst anyway, right? So you get one chance, like one get off me card, right? Going back to my point in Dragon Ball, when people talk about they want to take fuzzies out of the game, do you really, really want fuzzies to be out of the game? Is that you, or do you think the game will actually be better if there are no fuzzy mixes? I'm not just saying this because I play characters that couldn't use it. It's like, the game has no mix-ups. The game barely has any mix-ups in the first place. When I hear people talk about Snap being too overwhelming of a situation, I'm like, you really just don't want to ever be punished, ever, besides being touched to death, pretty much. Basically, if they keep, in my opinion, because you're already seeing the game go towards this right now, like, people are getting more and more focusing on optimizing punishes to kill characters outright, because the game doesn't reward you, in my opinion, the game doesn't reward you enough for hating people. The game outright just doesn't give you that big return. The only big returns you get is snapping a character, which, as I said before, that has mixed nuance, right? Like, you might not be actually killing the character you want to kill, or you just get a good situation, a very good situation to be fair, but you get a good situation on another character. So if the initial character is the one you wanted to kill, then you have to take extra hits to kill characters. You can go back to the original Snap video from earlier this week to look at that. Right? But because of this logic, a lot of people now, they are getting more and more focused on just popping Spark and taking the character out of the game, because that is honestly the ultimate return you can get in Dragon Ball, is just getting rid of the character. Because every other type of knockdown you get, like in Dragon Ball compared to most other fighting games, they are very, very nice to you when you get hit. They are very, 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 very nice to you when you get hit. The defender has a lot of options, which is okay. But I feel like, especially if this is your first game, that's probably the main reason you feel like Snap is like the end of the world, and like those type of mix-ups are like oh my god, I can't do anything. Because you might have forgotten too that like level 3 you can't really do anything. You can't really do anything. It's a similar type of knockdown, just only the initial character rather than bringing someone in with Snap. Snap is a little bit better, but level 3 is about the same. Okay. This just brings me back to like, there has to be some type of return. It can't only be you who gets the return all the time. It can't only be you who gets the reward all the time. And this is at all levels, okay? It's at all levels. So you have to just be okay with it. If you're not okay with it, then honestly, you need to work on your game plan to get better so that you reduce the amount of times you get put in a situation that you don't like so much. That is what a game that gives you direct reward and direct punishment does. Okay? Let me know what you think in the comments. Let me know if I'm being too much of a boomer or whatever. Like and subscribe if you feel like it, and I will see you next time. Peace out.